soccer.
Yeah.
See my soccer player game? This is
Natural, so they're like naturally sweat wicking.
gotcha out.
Shop. Skateboard shop on Thickened. They changed the way they put foot's angled. It's like angled.
Well, this is the first time we were like, there are definitely like times and days.
Yeah, y'all be the first people that
Yeah, subscribe to him. He puts up.
Take it.
Hey rollerbooters, welcome back. Thanks for being here. So we just got done doing the first session on the new Braindead THEM 909s, the 2022 collaboration skate. And so I'm gonna go through some of the things that I thought. It's basically the same as all the other 909s, but this is my first time ever skating 909s ever. First time ever owning 909s, like I mentioned in the unboxing video. A lot of you watching, you've skated these before, and a lot of things I'm gonna talk about, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I remember I had the same experience, or I thought something similar. So if you have any tips or tricks or anything to help me out, definitely put them down in the comments down below. I would appreciate it. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is fit and comfort. And I think that's, again, I always mention this, I think that's the most important thing about rollerblades is how they fit and how they feel. So I'll say that I'm a 275 Mondo, meaning my foot is 275 millimeters long. And this is the medium shell with the stock liners, everything stock. I should say that before we get into it. I haven't changed anything about these when I skated them, okay? Stock everything. I'll say the fit was really, really good in terms of size, in terms of length. I did wear, when I put my foot in them originally, just before I went out and skated, I felt like there might have been just a touch of room, so I wore some thicker socks. I think I might have not should have done that because I started to get a pressure point on the kind of outermost bone on the outside of my foot, right? Pretty much right kind of in this area, I'd say. I got a pretty good pressure point there after skating these for about 2 to 3 hours. And so I'm gonna skate them again without the thick socks and see if that changes anything. The skates themselves fit good, aside from that one pressure point. They felt really good. As far as kind of some other fit kind of things, or at least feel, they feel very solid. You can tell it's a pretty hefty skate. I'm not sure what the weight is offhand, but you can tell it's a hefty skate, but it doesn't feel like you're lugging them around. They feel solid. They don't feel heavy to me, they feel solid. And so on some of the airs and the jumps I was doing, the landings, whether it was just the wheels or the riding flat or whatever it is, or just the solid boot itself, the landings felt really solid and they felt really great to roll around on. I was getting a little bit of heel lift at first. After probably about 45 minutes of skating the skate, I was starting to get a little bit of heel lift. So I went back and cranked down the laces pretty hard, and that heel lift went away. So that was great. In terms of like the flex and support, I found the support to be really, really good for blasting around the park, doing airs, pumping transitions. It was really, really good. I definitely felt like the kind of running theme in my head was that these feel like skates that aren't quite broken in yet. Obviously, because they're not, because it was literally my first session. But I definitely felt, I didn't feel like completely intuitive with the flex in terms of grinds, especially boot down grinds, which I guess I'll just go ahead and get into here. I definitely played with the buckle. I loosened that up a little bit. It really does force you. So, you know, this is sort of a cop out a little bit, but it does force you. And if you skated these, it forces you to use good technique to get boot down. The skate's not gonna, at least I found, do the work for you. And it wasn't quite as intuitive as some of the other skates that I've skated in terms of getting boot down or even top sides or anything like that. Like, it felt good, but it didn't feel completely intuitive. And I'm kind of completely okay with that, because I think some of us kind of get it in our heads that a skate is supposed to, like, we're supposed to just be perfect with the skate out of the box. Like, everything's supposed to be great. And I still need to get acquainted with these. I still need time with these to understand, like, that balance point on torques and royales and figure out, like, just the intricacies of the skate and how it behaves. So I'm actually super amped and I'm super excited to get to know these skates a little bit better, because this first session, it was a lot of figuring out. Again, the running theme in my head was, I feel like I need to break these in. I feel like I need to get to know them better and just skate them more, which is what I intend to do. Absolutely. So as far as the sole plate and grinding, I already talked a little bit about flex as far as like groove tricks and H-block tricks like that, or topside tricks. Let's talk about, I guess, the sole plate and the frame a little bit. We'll talk about the sole plate first. So the skate park I was skating, Pearsall Skate Park, I've been doing this, and I should preface this, that was like the 5th straight day of skating in like over 100-degree weather during that time of day, like 5th consecutive day. So I did not go into this fresh, and this was a huge disservice, in my opinion, to the skate and to you as the viewer, because I did not go into this completely fresh, and quite the opposite. I woke up this morning when I skated, and I said, man, I really feel run down. I feel like I just mentally just not in the game. But I was super stoked to skate these, absolutely, because I was like a kid on Christmas every time you have new skates, and also to make the video, because I really wanted to put the content out there for you guys to consume and hopefully enjoy. I'll say it wasn't completely in the right mindset. My body was run down, and unfortunately, I think that I was more focused on just kind of surviving than noticing the intricacies of the skate itself, if that makes sense. And that's unfortunate. I wish that wasn't the case, but I have to own up to it, and I just want to be completely honest on these reviews. I just wasn't completely in the game. Part of why I mentioned the heat at the skate park is because I think it got so hot. When I was leaving the skate park, it was 104 degrees, and I was dying. But part of why I mentioned that is because I think at some point the metal, the coping, the rails, everything gets so hot that it literally just liquefies any wax on there, and that specific metal, like, stops sliding very well. So it's hard for me to say whether or not it's the sole plate, because it was both the sole plate and the frame. So I suspect nothing was really sliding that well because the wax was just completely liquefied. So I'm excited to go back at a more reasonable time of the day when it's not 104 degrees Fahrenheit at the skate park, and actually give these a fair shake in terms of how they slide. I like the frames a lot. I think that they contribute a lot to the skate feeling super solid, so that's great. I did like them on ledges. The wheels, I really wasn't getting much wheel bite at all. Only when I was really pushing it and almost like kind of trying to get wheel bite. I was really impressed with the frames. I'm excited to keep skating these and again, getting to know them. What I noticed too is like these wheels. I like these wheels a lot. These are the 58 kind of stock THEM Skates, 58 millimeter 90A hardness stock wheels here, and I thought they were fantastic. I wasn't sure what to think going into it, but I loved them a lot. Profile, everything, they just felt great, honestly. So that was really cool. And they're super fast. I was so smoked by the end of this. I mean, I don't know if I let on or if it was obvious, but I was dying. This session took so long to film because I needed like many minutes between tricks because I was dying. These wheels are so fast that I found myself, I'd go down a transition and these carry so much speed that I didn't even have the energy to brake and slow down and turn around. I just coasted to the other side of the whole park because I was so tired and because these are so fast. So I don't know. That was my experience anyway. It might sound ridiculous, but that's what happened. Okay, I think that pretty much does it for my first impressions on the first session on the 2022 Braindead THEM 909 collaboration skate here. Again, I love how they look. I think most people in the comments on the unboxing video were saying that kind of reminds them of like a iced latte when you dump some cream in there or dump some milk in there. I dig it. I can get on board with that. But anyway, super excited to keep skating these, getting to know them. I think that's the running theme. That was the theme of today is, this is still very much going to be a process for me to really dial these in for me to get to know the skate and how it behaves in different situations and stuff like that. So I'm excited to kind of continue to get acquainted with the skate and continue skating it and kind of dialing it in. So really cool. Shout out John Julio, Them Skates. Awesome skates. Can't wait to keep shredding in them. If you did like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. And with that, roller bitters, we'll see you on the next video. Take care.